All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today is episode 351. And this would be a longer episode, but we are in the midst of a bit of a busy period. End of the, hey, Q4 boys. All right, unnamed intern needs to get his Christmas bonus somehow. And as of right now, that is not through the podcast, but we have a lot of big and exciting things planned for the end of the year, but there's nothing more important than watching our NFL picks and seeing how we mess it up this week. A 10-5 week out of me. Everett, how did you fare?
Not great, Grant. 8-7 last week. We're on the downturn part of my season. That's usually expected to happen. We
Okay.
just didn't expect to have an early disaster when both of us picked the exact same thing the entire week, and that kind of threw everything off on discourse. I'm gonna just say myself, I'm out of 70%
I think I'm officially
competition here.
eliminated.
I'm by unless I somehow sweep like 2 weeks in a row, I believe I'm out. We're looking for 65%
All
this
right,
year,
I'm
Grant.
writing this down right now on my notes. Have a number of the total amount of NFL games for the year. So I know the remaining games left and what I need to be.
It's like when you're about to take your final exam. It's like,
we're
what do I
doing
need?
some intense algebra here.
It's
okay?
like, hey, what do I need to get an A in this class? Like
Yeah.
on the online grade
Yes.
thing. And it's
Oh
like,
my
yeah,
God.
you need
What is that
100
thing called?
you
What
need
is that?
103%. It's over. It's over.
But what that
I think it's just
website? What is it called?
College grade calculator.
It's
I literally
some
just think
grade
it's grade
calculator thing.
calculator. I literally
Yeah, I
think
mean,
it's grade
Google
calculator.
grade calculator. It's that, like, I want to say it's a gray
It's gray.
homepage. It's
Yep.
literally
Grade
three
calc.
input boxes. That is it. That's
And
the
it'll
website.
tell you at the top, it says desired grade, this, and the percentage you
and
need.
then it'll give you a funny comment with either encouragement or you're absolutely screwed. There's no chance.
How much
Give up.
extra credit can you get
Go
in the
play
next
Call
2
of Duty.
weeks?
Call up the boys.
All right,
It's time to
Kyler
drop
Murray,
in.
relax. You can go drop in with him.
Well, you bring Kyler Murray. I have a Kyler Murray theory, which may come out today. We'll see. We'll see if we have time. But we're gonna start off hot. NFL picks. We are officially done with Europe.
Yes, we are done with Europe.
And just a quick comment on it, Everett. I'm not sure if you noticed this, but I was reading something that this most recent Spain NFL game was the most international travel attended international game.
Well, I think that's also because the stadium is so nice. And Spain is
could
a place that a
100%
lot
help.
of people like to travel to.
100% could help. I just think the goal of the international games was to have the local fans to come in and check out the game. But if like 70% of the spectators are Americans who travel there,
so
here's
the thing that I
effect.
read, because I told you today, I was like, there's a non-zero chance that the Vikings end up playing the Saints in Paris next year, which I was going to lose my mind about, because that would be the fourth time in 5 seasons they've played abroad, and the second time since I've been in New Orleans the Vikings have played versus the Saints.
Well, it makes
New
sense
Orleans
they put the Saints in.
But my point is, I digress.
Whatever.
But
yes,
the greater point is, in the articles that I read, it was just like, well, some of these teams, when they have an away game, like for the Vikings, it's supposed to be away versus the Saints, right? They will just voluntarily be like, yeah, I want to move that to abroad because the fan base abroad is going to be more favorable towards that team versus the team that they would have been at home, where it's in the Superdome. They're going to be Saints fans. But if you move that Saints home game abroad, there's going to be more Vikings fans.
Quick question.
Those fan bases travel a lot more.
As a New Orleans local, isn't like get-in price for Mercedes-Benz like $6 to get into a Saints game right now?
Yeah, it's pretty low right now. It's pretty low.
I was just,
but it's more so, my point is, like, there are fan bases that will travel to like locations like that, and it's primarily because those teams know that their fans will travel.
Okay, quick side question. When Paris, France, the country, the city, shit, the French officials, when they find out the Saints New Orleans, a lot of French culture, and
Yeah.
how the French hate the United States. I used to take French. I was like told throughout French, like, if you go to France, you better speak perfect French or they might literally spit on you in front of you on your face if you disrespect their like language and stuff. But is there a chance that once they find out it's the Saints that are playing, they're like, oh hell no,
Well,
we're not letting that team try to
oh no, I
steal
think it's the
our
other way.
French
I think it's
culture?
the other way around. They didn't
But
steal the French. No, French settlers from
no,
France
I'm
came north.
aware.
That's how it started.
I'm aware, but like the French native, they don't think like that.
I think New Orleans is like an exception to all that because New Orleans locale is very French based.
Oh no, I know
the city and everything. Like people here,
I'm
people
aware.
here speak fluent French, have French. Like,
but I
that's
think
an exception.
A chance that the French native, they're like,
no, I'm saying
no.
I think that's the one team that they would. I think that's the one team they make an exception for, and I do think
now,
that the French.
If that
I think
is
the people
true,
here
you are
speak
saying
French
that French
solidly.
people like some Americans. That's incorrect.
No, I think I'm no.
Like
I'm saying we're gonna have to move on from this in a second, but I'm saying that the Saints of everything is an exception because how French this city is. It's an exception within the United States.
Well, I just
New Orleans is not like any other American city.
I get that. As a man who spent a Mardi Gras there,
I
know
French and influences it's a huge part of New Orleans, and a lot of people speak French.
Like that.
I think that still New Orleans is an exception. So
I doubt that. As a guy who took French and learned
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I've seen it. I've experienced it. But I do think that New Orleans is an exception.
French hate on you.
I've been to France. I've been to France.
But
and as
you don't know what it's like to try to ask a French waiter for a baguette, butcher the shit out of the sentence, and he literally stares at you like,
Grant, I have used the Google Translate. We're talking like 2009, 2010 Google Translate, speak into the phone and play it in front of them. I think
that's the number one way to get them to be like, we are taking a picture of you. You will be on a massive billboard. Like, we are never letting you into the country.
That's my point. That's my point. That's my point. I've experienced that. But I digress. Into the games, Grant, for the week. Okay. Thursday night, Grant, Bills at Texans. Sunday, no more morning games. Thank the Lord.
It's about time.
Sunday, noon slate. Vikings at Packers. Steelers at Bears. Patriots at Bengals. What?
It would have been so funny if like Thanksgiving Day, the early game is just like a Germany game. It's like, all right. Like,
it's played. I was going to say it's played in England. Like,
I might be
4th of July is a little bit different, but like that's the second closest thing to 4th of July.
I'm definitely wrong about this, but does it the first Thanksgiving game, which is always the Bears, isn't that an hour early? So 9 a.m. Pacific.
It's usually like 11:30, I think.
I feel like it's on Thanksgiving Day. It's always the Bears are always the first game, and they lose to start your Thanksgiving. That's how everyone starts with Thanksgiving.
They stack them. They stack them weirdly on Thanksgiving. So I think the Cowboys are usually the last game. The Lions are in there at some point, and then
it would have been perfect if there was an international game on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, can you imagine? But no. 12:00. Patriots at Bengals. Joe Burrow might be returning for that. Giants at Lions. Seahawks at Titans. Colts at Chiefs, and Jets at Ravens. 3:00 slate Central. Browns at Raiders, just an absolute welterweight matchup there. Jaguars at Cardinals, Eagles at Cowboys.
That's bantamweight. That's bantamweight. That's bantam.
Featherweight. Falcons
at above bantamweight.
Still above bantamweight, yeah. Falcons at Saints, and then Sunday night we have Bucks at Rams, probably the game of the week. Monday night, Panthers at 49ers, sneaky game of the week, Grant. Here are my picks.
I agree. Bucks Rams. That's GOT dub.
Yeah. Here are my picks. Bills, Vikings, Steelers. Daddy Aaron's about to give BTA, Grant. Patriots, Lions, Seahawks, Colts, Ravens, Raiders, Jaguars, Cowboys, Saints, Rams, 49ers.
Love it. A lot of differences. Absolutely love it. Okay. Bills, Steelers, system play. Steelers is a system
play. Perk BTA.
It's in Chicago.
It's BTA.
I can't not watch the interview, Big Cat, when he's interviewing Aaron Rodgers, and he's like, Aaron, do you enjoy when you used to beat us? And then like I would go tweet like a sad video of myself. And he was like, I watch every single video multiple times every time I did it. Like he's hater.
Yeah, also
hater
just
of the year.
Just generally speaking, like the Bears have been winning, but they haven't played.
Dude,
like
they played. I just looked through it. I read
it's like
JMU
schedule, Grant. It's like JMU schedule. That's what it is.
And you know, well,
no Power 4 wins.
You know, let's try to power through the NFL. I do want to ask you about that.
Okay.
Steelers system play, Patriots, Lions, Packers, Seahawks, Chiefs, Ravens, Browns vibes. We're going Shador. First official NFL start. I know he played last, but reps. First, hey, this is going to be his first time ever practicing with Jerry Jeudy and Harold Fannin in his life, according to some people on
We'll Twitter. Find out. It could be Jerry Jeudy down the stretch like a couple years ago. Who knows?
They may have to like call
please
up
God, don't.
Terrell
if you're gonna
Pryor
do that,
if
you're gonna do that, please do it this week so I can trade Jeudy before the deadline for dynasty purposes.
Anyway, though, back to the picks. Browns have to vibes. Jaguars, Eagles, Falcons. Also, I'm just going with Kirk. Like the Saints are so bad. I know the Falcons are like lifeless, but the Falcons, I can at least trust them to put up 21. I don't know if I can say for certain that the Saints can. We'll see though. Rams, Niners.
Okay, so just two
pretty bad prime times.
Yeah, two points. 2 points I want to make before we get into like specific games. For the Saints Falcons, my point on the Saints was that Kirk Cousins, obviously, I have a history of Kirk Cousins. You know, I liked him. I do think post Achilles, he's not been as good. And the other thing is Drake London's also out. I know that they're going to rely on Bijan. Darnell Mooney's been a good option for Kirk Cousins.
Well, Darnell Mooney's been hurt the whole year, and that like
broken collarbone
got announced last
broken collarbone.
week.
Yeah, that's going to be a fine of some sort.
That yeah, I mean that
pretty bad. That's pretty bad. But the Saints have looked. I'm not going to say like coherent fully with Shuck, but the last week that they played,
they look way better.
They've looked much better. It's much
like
improved.
Olave's like, and I will resign. Like what?
No,
Tyler Shuck, and now he's like, let me stay.
And
really?
Look, I know Rashid Shaheed's out. I know they just released Brandon Cooks, but I think there's a little locker room, a little spark going on there right now, and I like that. I like that, Grant.
Could this finally be the week where Alvin Kamara scores over 6 fantasy points?
It might be. Or Devin Neal's about to vulture the shit out of the goal line. It's
now, part of me was also thinking for this, the whole narrative this entire week has been, oh my God, the Falcons are 3-8 and they traded their first to the Rams.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks this might be a James Pierce, I'm going to show the world what I'm about game.
See, here's the thing.
It might
unfortunately,
be a James Pierce, everyone, shut up. I'm here.
Unfortunately, I think no matter what James Pierce does...
I thought you were about to tell me he's not playing in the game.
That'd be worse. No matter what he does, unless it's like setting the sack record in the single game, I just think that the narrative is
2 sacks that quality.
I think the narrative is just going to be, well, the fucking Rams are about to have a top 10 pick, and that's the narrative I'm playing in because Grant, the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl and have a top 10 pick. It's going to be the talk the entire offseason.
Oh yeah,
that's what's going to happen.
The Rams
and Matthew Stafford's putting up an MVP performance right now. If you look at his stats and just watch the film.
Arguably his best
career
season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which coming at what he's like 41, I think
38. I checked this. Okay, I had to look this up.
Kirk Cousins is 37. I had to check that the other day. I didn't like Matthew Stafford being 38 and Kirk
Aaron's
Cousins
what 42,
41 or 42. Yeah, I think. But
is the third oldest starter Josh Allen or Mahomes?
It would be Mahomes. Mahomes is older than Josh Allen.
The fact Mahomes might be the third oldest starting quarterback on planet Earth.
I think Geno's
good
older
point.
than both of them.
Shit, forgot about him.
And Jacoby, I think, is older than both of them now.
Half counts.
And Dak is older than them now. Dak's like 31.
Oh, he's older than 31.
He might be like 33.
He's older than 31.
He might be like 33.
If Dak's only 31,
yeah,
I might be making a trade dynasty.
No, he's like 33, I think. Anyways, that was the point on the Saints. And just the narrative. I really do think that there's going to be a narrative play here where it's the Rams have a top 10 pick and they're winning the Super Bowl. And I think that starts here. And hey, look, all the best of luck.
But I feel like with that, Falcons can win this game. They're still finishing bottom 10.
I know, but I think this
doesn't prove
this is anything. This is a moral win for the Saints. A morale win for the Saints if they can do it. The Falcons, I don't think it matters.
In general, like we were saying this, I was saying this back when the Jets were over. I was like, they're gonna win one or two of these divisional games. Like that's the game they win. Like you're no team.
And also the
Saints
are coming off a bye. Like they've got momentum here that it's kind of low morale. Like for Kirk Cousins, this is a big game for him. Like as a general, just a career standpoint.
You just told Saints coming off the bye. There's a chance that Alvin Kamara is. Well, Devin Neal might take over this week.
Alvin Kamara might just have one last career performance. Call it one more Christmas Eve.
Like
Christmas
he might
my
AB it. Like literally might AB it. Third quarter, they're down 10. He's like, all right, we're out.
Next generation. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to just make a point of here, Grant, was also the Colts Chiefs game. I'm
very locked in on this one.
I know for you are
watching.
I know you are, and I know you're hate watching. You're hate watching.
It's great to get a hate watching.
I know that Patrick Mahomes has had a good season. All right. No, start of the season was good. Kind of fell off the wagon towards the end of it here.
No, I want to shit on him real quick. He's missing deep balls. He's not looking like Mahomes anymore.
I know, but I'm saying the start of the season was good. Back in the season has been bad. You just look at the stats, you'd say he's a good season. Has had a decent season. But yeah, recently been real bad. And also, maybe Matt Nagy's just like, please God, do not hire me as a head coach again. Like I'm coaching my way out of being a head coach again. I don't want the interviews.
Oh, if I'm Matt Nagy, I am not taking a head coach. No. Let me stay here because I could be elite at
it's bad. You know it's bad when I'm seeing Chiefs fans post the picture of Eric Bieniemy. It's like, maybe I treated you too poorly. But I digress, Grant. My thing with
that guy's not employed.
I don't think
there's no way.
I think he's in college right now. I think he's in college right now.
I think he was
still
previously.
I think he's Jerry took his job.
I think Jerry took his job like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was like a year ago. It doesn't matter. Anyways,
who cares?
With the Colts, Jonathan Taylor, I mean, the defense for the Chiefs has seen better days. And Jonathan Taylor might, Grant, he might put up a trifecta today. He might put up a hat trick on Sunday.
He is scoring a hat trick. That's
and all it takes from Daniel Jones. All it takes out of Daniel Jones is just don't turn the ball over. And if they don't turn the ball over,
easier said than done. But
easier said than done. But I think that there's a good chance to win. And also with the Colts having Sauce Gardner now, like that's an extra thing on Rashee Rice. Like what? Feed Travis Kelce.
I mean, the thing about Rashee
I know,
Rice,
but Sauce kind of travels sometimes. So
what the hell am I watching? I was sitting there like, what is going on? It was like a brand new look that they had Rashee running. He was Mr. Screen Man, which he kind of was beforehand, and that's okay. I'd say like an underrated thing about the Chiefs this year, Travis Kelce's been pretty damn good. Like kind of being that intermediate, 8 to 14 yard type of yard gainage.
Just a safety blanket kind of rule. Yeah.
Moving chains, picking up solid medium gains. And with Kelce playing so well over the middle in those short to mid intermediate routes, you're not also having Rashee Rice sit in the middle too if Kelce's already there. And like I think they kind of didn't expect Kelce to be this nice. He's like playing really good.
No, for how he looked last year and just his age, I mean, I wouldn't have expected that much either. But I agree. I believe he's playing above expectations, which for Kelce still like his expectations are still
have high
very
high,
still high, but he's playing above said expectations.
Yeah, he's playing pretty well, and I think it's just kind of Andy Reid's like, oh shit, wait, I had a ton of things in place for Rashee Rice over the middle, but like Travis can do that. So all right, new New
Yeah,
scheme.
I also I don't know what's going on with Patty this year with sailing those throws. Um, you also took the Cowboys, right? And Eagles Cowboys.
No, I took Eagles.
You took the Eagles. All right, let's talk about that then. So here's the thing. Obviously, they opened up the season, Eagles and Cowboys. Um, this is the second game. It's in Jerry's world. Cowboys, it's a little bit of a get right on the wagon game. They're in second place in the NFC Beast, NFC Best, and not Best, Beast. And
Yeah,
they're
that's a
probably not.
beast. That's
They're
the
probably
beast.
not. They're probably not going to win the division at this point. But it is
Oh,
still
the
like
Cowboys, no.
this is a game. This is do or die kind of for the
Seventh
playoffs.
place wild card NFC though is pretty open. I think Niners are the
It's
technical seventh seed
right now. I believe so, or it's I believe so, or the
Seahawks are
Packers.
5.
It's them or the Packers.
Oh,
But
wait.
right,
Packers 6, Seahawks 5, Bears are number one team.
but Lions, Panthers, Vikings,
Caleb
Cowboys
Williams,
are
King
the
of the
first
North.
four out.
Is he like
No,
Brand's?
no. Yeah, I will tell
He
you
is
right
Brand
now.
Stark.
I'm
it's
going
just
to
like
tell you right now. This season for the Bears is going to end the same way as Game of Thrones, as a absolute disaster, and they're not winning the NFC North.
Please elaborate on this Game of Thrones analogy. Give me a specific moment that you're referencing.
I'm just thinking about the whole last season.
Like,
no, I'm just saying the whole last season of Game of Thrones, where it's
fair.
just out the wind.
Fair.
We had something great. We had something great going, and then
or
the
like
coffee cups.
Littlefinger starting season 5 when they just made him like, oh, now he's just not aware of things. It's like you literally knew everything for the first 4 seasons.
It's just
now
coffee cups are getting left in scenes. You can't see what's going on in the Blackest Night or whatever it was called.
Yeah, and then you just dedicate an entire season for Peter Dinklage to just say, we need to go to Marine. Like that. Is that the only thing you say the whole season?
But okay. like I said, I mean, they play the Steelers, Eagles, Packers, Browns, Packers, 49ers, Lions. That is. Oh
yeah, no. I was looking at the Bears gauntlet. ROS rest of season schedule.
Bad, real bad. Bad meaning bad like, for them.
And part of my thought process on this Steelers Bears now system play Aaron Rodgers Bears. The analysis is done. Make the pick. Let's actually think about it though for a second. Bears, like they're about to go on a really tough stretch. So I think a lot of people think in their minds, okay, they're about to have a really big, tough stretch. So they're going to win this one right before they like really say they're, no, that's not how this works.
Grant, let me, I said this, I said this on last episode, but the Bears were in charge of,
they say 7-3 next to their name. It's no.
Well, also here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like,
highest win percentage for them. It's never gonna.
They have come out and barely beaten some bad teams this season.
No, I'm with you.
And
I'm with you.
With last week, like they came back, they like basically couldn't score a touchdown for a majority of the game. Obviously, they got bailed out by a long kick return, field goal, walk off, win the game. But, when the Vikings are still in that game with J.J. McCarthy sailing balls, turning the ball over, special teams looks bad, and they still had a chance to win, that's not a good indicator for the rest of your season. And I get that you still, a win's a win. True. But if you're about to go through the gauntlet of all of these teams the rest of the year, I don't like that position. I do think that in that locker room, there's probably people saying, oh, we're 7-3, we're them. And hey, power to you for, having that kind of mentality. But that's the mentality you go into the game thinking that you're a better team. And I think sometimes you fall flat doing that.
I think there could be some of that, but I just don't trust the Bears to like.
Also, I mean, it's Perk Rogers, Grant. Like you call Perk Rogers for a reason.
Just based off that, it's done. Steelers
and I do want to go back to the Eagles Cowboys here. Start of the year, the Cowboys, obviously Jalen Carter got taken out of that game early because he spat on the Cowboys.
People forget that was a very funny moment to start the year.
People did forget that. We've had 2 spitting incidences now. But Cowboys were in that game. It was close. Eagles offense still hasn't looked great. Saquon Barkley's only had 1 game over 100 rushing yards.
I would actually say they just look bad. The Eagles offense looks bad.
It's in Jerry's world. It's a get right game for the Cowboys. It's a playoff saving game for the Cowboys. You basically need to win this game to have a chance of making the playoffs. I think they get it done. I think that they get it done. And And the secondary is going to be where it's at because Saquon's been kind of sequestered this season. But if they can do that,
Saquon sequestered. Okay, I
like I said,
like that.
he's only had one game over 100 yards this year. Compared to last year's, it's a massive drop off. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. I would say I think a key to this game, for Dallas is like it's not necessarily gonna be like scoring frequent, but they need to be getting one or two first downs. They cannot be going three and out. They need to
no,
have
I
play field
agree.
position
It
on the Eagles because their offense, like they need field position.
it's
And
also a big clock thing. Like the big thing for the Cowboys is going to be managing the clock because the Eagles are going to run the clock down because they're going to run frequently and they're
yeah,
going to
and
throw
then Nick
easy
Sirianni will
completions.
like go for it in the fourth quarter when it's
Yeah.
like
Well, he'll
your
just also
defense is
push
lights
it
out.
anytime
Why
that they're
don't you just
close
punt?
too. Yeah. So I just you have to manage the clock really, really well, and we'll see how well Brian Schottenheimer does that.
I think you're 100% right though that like the Eagles are really gettable right now and they're gonna drop one of these. Like they
No,
just
like
look so bad right
it's
now.
also
They're gonna
it's
drop one of these.
infuriating to it's an infuriating thing because they'll come to the playoffs looking the exact thing. Nothing will change, and they'll barely
Yeah.
sneak out. They will
Oh,
barely sneak out games versus like the Rams or the Lions or something where those teams would go and play in the Super Bowl and they would look really good and have a good volatile offense, and then we're stuck watching the Super Bowl where they're going to tush push 80 times. The offense is going to be anemic because it's rush only, and they're going to play the run the whole game. But another game, Grant, and I want to wrap up with Bucks Rams here. Vikings Packers. Grant, I said this the other week, and there's not going to be a whole lot that I'm going to talk about for the Vikings side of this. I said this the other week that the Vikings under KOC, when the spread has been 6 or more points against Kevin O'Connell, they have covered or pushed. So they basically have won or pushed every one of those games.
the spread.
No,
Yes.
they've won. They've literally won the game and
How do
the
you
spread.
push the
Well,
tie?
because no. I'm saying the spread. The the spread was a loss. It was a push. Every other one of those games they've won, and they've won the spread outline. And they won the game. So I think they're like overall 5-1 or 4-1 now.
5-1 against the spread or straight
4-1 against their opponents. Win L against the spread. They are 4-0-1.
Okay.
Against the spread. 0-1 being that tie being the push. They are 6.5-point underdogs this week, Grant. So I'm telling you to go sprinkle that. Because that, based on the history, should win. The other thing is when I'll
just say the last time I did this, I sprinkled, they won. So for you, I'm betting shit because I know I'll stank it up. So I'm hands off.
I mean, I'm going off of Kevin O'Connell and what history says, and that's saying if it's
no,
6 or more points, you
I've
take
had
that.
one of the worst gambling.
But also, Grant, the
life,
experts
so
are all saying, the usual thing. The last time this happened, Kevin, with the Lions a couple weeks ago, all the experts took the Lions. Every single one of them took the Lions. Same thing happened this week. Every single one of them took the Packers. Vikings are going to win this game, and that's purely what I'm going off of. So. And also for Justin Jefferson's sanity, I think they need to win this game. So it's a big time win. But Grant, let's wrap up here with the Bucks and Rams. We both have the Rams, I believe, for this game.
Yeah. Now I'm just looking right now at the spread. Rams 7-point favorites. That's a lot. That's a lot.
I'm sorry. What?
Rams are 7-point favorites in this game.
I would.
Which in my
they're begging
eyes,
you to hit plus 7
Bucks
on the Bucks.
plus 7.
Yeah.
So, this is an official BTA alert. This is an official BTA warning.
Are you saying that the Bucks are fraud watch?
No. It has nothing to do with the Bucks. The Bucks, I love watching them play. I love Emeka. Shout out Emeka. Shout out Baker. We all love Baker. But the Rams look so good right now. And I feel like last week they were doing a little bit of Ohio State. Now the offense,
they're starting to save plays.
Well, it was more so. It's just like Darnold's throwing picks every other drive. Like they cannot score in the red zone. Like let's not give them the game. Make them beat us if we're going to lose this one. Make them drive down the field over and over, and then boot pick. Boo, another pick. Oh, 3 picks from like the Rams. They're just winning in many. They have many routes to victory. I would say, run game still a little bit to be desired there, but the pass game's just excellent, phenomenal.
Hey,
Everyone's been talking about their 13 personnel in the goal line recently. And I know it's 13 personnel, 3 tight ends. You would think run schemes. It's the one-on-ones that they get with Devontae Adams in this 13 personnel package. It's their best red zone passing scheme is a 3 tight end set. Not many
which
teams in the
honestly,
NFL can say that.
but also honestly, like for red zone and for them having Kyron Williams and just a capable running back, like that's really good because it's hard for teams for you to come out in that package. Like you play action,
it's super hard to
or
defend.
run action. Like that's
because you need
so
extra
hard.
linebackers to defend the run. Because like if they just run power up the middle and you are,
and it's
nickel,
different than like
other
teams like the Lions. They'll put a tackle in that 13 personnel package. They'll put a tackle in at tight end. But it's just like we know that the tackle is not going to like.
Well, against
Dan Skipper
Lions.
maybe if you report in, but Penei Sewell also can catch. But as a general thing, like when you put a tight in the package, it's just
sorry, but
rare.
Is it the easiest? He will not be in the range, but Caden Proctor he has to be a Bear so Ben Johnson can use him as a running back on the. Caden Proctor has to go to the Lions or the Bears. You won't like that, but he has to for us, for the NFL. I need to see him scoring touchdowns.
No.
And it can only happen against 2 of your biggest mortal enemies on the planet. Nowhere else could that occur. If he went to the Raiders, he will never touch a football for the rest of his life.
Yeah, but this game could be a potential.
I'm saying potential BTA watch.
I'm saying this game could be the potential NFC Championship game kind of lookout. And as a general speak, we've said it before, it's hard to beat a team twice, Grant. So if I'm in the Rams or the Bucks, really, in the Rams here, you're talking about BTA alert. If I get an early lead, I'm saving all of my shit for when I might play them again in the playoffs. With that,
Bucks, we're assuming they lose this. Can you go read the shit of the rest of their schedule real quick before we're about are they still in easily if they lose this?
Win
the division.
They're likely winning the NFC South anyways. But Grant, they've lost 2 of their last.
Yeah, no, I know
they've lost 3 of their last 4 games.
They've been tripping up.
They play the Rams, Cardinals, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, and Dolphins.
All right, I just realized the stat is when Ohio State wins the national championship and the Panthers do something, the Panthers go to the Super Bowl the year after.
I'm just saying this. When we're talking about the Bears and their schedule, we need to start.
It's just L's. No. We can't have an L to wrap.
No, hold on. We're good.
I was about to say, I said L in the Wi-Fi cuts. I'm like, oh god, that was perfect timing.
We got to start putting the Bucks in the same thing. And I love the Bucks, but Brent, they're on fraud watch. They have not bet besides the Seahawks. They really haven't beaten a solid team this year. They beat the Seahawks. They beat the 49ers, but they've lost to the Eagles, lost to the Lions, lost to the Patriots, lost to the Bills.
Yeah.
That's fraud watch down the stretch here. But I will just say one thing. O's the mentalist, our favorite clairvoyant dude. He said with the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. They're winning a Super Bowl versus the Broncos. So just sprinkle Broncos, Rams in that pick. So just saying.
Oh, all right. I'm thinking long term. If Bo Nix takes the Broncos to a Super Bowl and loses, then that confirms he's getting $285 million. And if that's the case, I think I'd be willing to, go through 2 weeks of the possibility that the Broncos are 1 win away from a Super Bowl. I think I'm willing to accept that reality, knowing what it could mean for their next 6 years after that. How they'll never be back.
Okay, Grant. Let's get into college football here, and we'll wrap up with that. A lot of interesting things have happened this week, especially with the College Football Playoff Committee putting out their rankings yesterday, as the day we're recording this is Wednesday. And Any comments? Any observations? Any
Not exactly on
questions?
the playoff, but an observation just about college football. So if you weren't aware, this week is Happy International SEC Cupcake Week. All the SEC
Yes.
teams are playing like Middle Tennessee for the blinds. None of them
Yes,
are playing football
we
teams.
have Samford,
Yep.
Charlotte,
Where's the
Eastern Illinois.
Citadel? Did the Citadel not get an invite this year to the SEC
Not seeing
blowout
I'm not seeing a
invitational?
Citadel ranked matchup this week.
So they did not get
Not
invited
a
to
ranked matchup.
the
No.
annual SEC belt to ass a high school team week. Okay.
Yeah. No, it is not there. They are not there.
Yeah, I've just been seeing many scenarios, possible outcomes, how the playoff could shake up at the end of the day. Right now they're setting it up to get 5 SEC in right now. They want to get them all in. And then I think I have this correct. Miami is the 13th ranked team in the college football playoff.
They are 13th
but they're
ranked
the
in college
11th seeded team in the college football playoff. And the 11th seed BYU is one of the first two out.
Yeah, that's just them projecting that BYU is going to lose.
But that is not what this is not projections. This is you rank what they've done. This is not projections.
That's what you said. Oh no.
This is not projections.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Like no. If you're ranking the teams, you should not be predicting what happens in the future. No, that's not what this is. Then that would be the college football playoff predictions. This is the college football playoff.
That's what rankings. You do. That's what you do.
Yeah, no. I do that because I'm an elitist. But the college football playoff committee cannot, shall not be elite. They can't. If they are, which they are, by the way, guys.
It's a little weird that, of the ACC teams, Miami's kind of come out of the backwoods and like.
This is what I'll say. If the end of the year plays out, Miami and Notre Dame are both 10-2. Miami needs to be in over Notre Dame.
Big statement.
Because they have a head-to-head. Does that not matter?
They do. But I guess that means they win out the rest of the season.
If Miami doesn't make it, Notre Dame gets in and they have the same record, then
I was gonna say, well, what if Miami? I was gonna say, what if Miami loses the championship game? But then I guess it wouldn't matter anyway.
Then they're out.
So yeah, it doesn't matter. But I do think Georgia Tech right now could beat Miami.
100%. I'm not like picking Miami to go win out.
No, I also do think if Miami does make the college football playoffs, they're losing. As much as that pains me to say, because one of my friends from Tulane transferred over there. But okay, all right. Games for the week, Grant. I know you were going to talk about something relating to Tulane earlier with the college football playoffs. We can talk about that in a second. Arguably biggest game of the week, USC Oregon. Big Big Ten implications, big playoff.
I would say it is probably game of the week. There's a lot on the line here. I would say these are my quick thoughts on the game overall. Oregon 9.5. Okay. That's a pretty large total. The thing about USC is they're starting to play Big Ten football. They're running the ball well. They're playing a little more physical up front. And they stylistically can clash with some of these Big Ten teams better. Now, this is Pac-12 after dark. Okay. This is Oregon USC. So we're turning the table back. I think a big key for USC to shut down Oregon will be shutting down that run game. They have a 3-headed monster at running back at Oregon right now. Shutting down the run game, forcing Dante Moore into long situations. I believe DeCorian Moore will be playing in this football game. I believe he will. Let me check the injury report real quick. Let me raise my voice to stall time while I check. I believe he is playing in this game, but not 100%. He got banged up earlier in the year. The key is going to be forcing Oregon's into 3rd and longs. That's going to be the key for USC. Ironically, I feel pretty confident USC is putting up 24 at least. That might not be enough to win this game. They might need to score more than that.
I
I
don't know.
think
Oregon's also seemed flat at times, and they've had games where they haven't been able to score that
they
much.
also just
So
had their first true Big Ten go to Iowa. You're not throwing today because of the like they just had that for the first time and they passed the test. So
yeah,
that's one thing I'll give Oregon credit. Don't that Iowa game like throw that shit out the window. Same thing with Wisconsin. Also, we've like throw those shit out the window. I'm not knocking them for those performances, even though they didn't impress.
yeah,
I think
yep.
they'll give me USC 9.5. This is Lincoln Riley's biggest game of his USC tenure so far. Give me them to cover. I don't know about when that'll be.
I mean, let's just think about it this way. We obviously know the outcome if Oregon wins this game. We kind of really know the rest of the season plays out for them. If USC wins this game, Grant, how does that shift the playoffs? How does that shift Big Ten football going down the stretch of the championship game, and just rest of season outlooks for both of them?
If USC wins this game, they're essentially in. Now,
the playoffs?
Yes. Now, they have UCLA the week after. And if you know in history recently, USC, UCLA, it's not going the Trojans' way. But let's assume they win that UCLA game in Oregon. They're in. They're in. 10-2, Big Ten team who will not be in the conference championship weekend. So that's a good thing for them that they just skate by another week. They can't get another loss because they get shit pumped by Ohio State. But they could backdoor in 10-2. They need to win this game though. Real quick. Oh my God, Oregon's still in too. They're not.
If USC wins, they're still both of them are still in?
Because Oregon only has 2 losses.
Oh yeah.
So
that kind of screws up a lot.
That might be so that's 4 Big Ten in that scenario. Am I missing a fifth?
SEC? No, that's might kick an SEC team out. It'd be Indiana, Ohio State. No, Michigan's right. They're knocking. Michigan's knocking right now.
If Michigan is knocking beats Ohio State, USC wins out. That's 5. That's 5.
So then 3 SEC teams make it, and so it flips. Then it flips from originally saying 5 SEC make it, and it would probably be 3 Big Ten. It would then become 5 Big Ten and 3 SEC.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Okay, let's play this out. Let's say Lane Kiffin takes LSU or Florida, and Ole Miss is 11-1, but their head coach just left. Do you put them in the college football playoff?
By the committee's own basis with FSU, if a player makes the team, a coach makes a team. See you later, Ole Miss. I'm sorry, not sorry, but
and I'm just saying, like, I would kind of agree with the decision to not put him in.
I mean, coaching's bigger than quarterback play, so like, no, I would say that you're not making the playoffs. Like, sucks. You'll get a good bowl game, but sucks.
Trinidad and that's also have a nice.
That's probably gonna, if that happens, that's going to make a rule change happen.
Yeah, this is going to be like the first example though where we could see a coach leaving where they're still in the playoff. Because in the past, let's say you were Lane Kiffin, you were leaving, like you still had a bowl game at the end of the year, but not a playoff to the Natty.
What if we have a massive domino effect where Lane Kiffin leaves and then another playoff team's coach goes to Ole Miss, and then you just have this little roundabout all the teams just don't have a coach. You're just like, what the fuck do we
do? I don't think that's that out of the question.
It's not improbable, but like that's like a weird situation because then you're gonna have several teams in the playoffs that might just not have a coach.
Mm-hmm. Which means Ohio State belt to ass again, run it back. Oh, cool. Wow. Cool.
But yeah, no, that interesting layout. And then other thing, we are just talking about Tulane, Grant, and I know you were going to mention this earlier. Tulane obviously got in the college football playoff rankings. They're the only G5 team at spot 24.
They are in.
Like, got to win out and got to win the championship game. They're in. Win out the rest of the season. Here's the thing, and I just
you will need to win the conference championship to make the
response to JMU fans, UNT fans, whatever. Strength of schedule for G5 teams is the biggest thing of anything. Tulane has 2 losses. One of them's to Ole Miss. The other one's to UTSA. Bad loss, right? But their best wins over ECU, Memphis, Northwestern, Duke still has a chance to win the ACC, really outweigh that loss. And the other thing is, if you look at UTSA, one, it's in conference, but two is at home at UTSA, and they have a conference win streak at home by like 23 games or something right now.
Is UTSA
games.
in the American Athletic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They have a conference win streak at home of like 24 games right now. So like it's also those things that you have to take into effect. UNT really hasn't played, that sizable, and they have a loss to USF as well in conference. JMU is the bigger one. JMU obviously has a better record than Tulane now. I think they're 9-1. Their strength of schedule is horrible. They don't have, or they have one win over a P4 team. So that's the biggest thing. And it doesn't matter if they beat Texas State, who beat UTSA, who beat Tulane. That's not how a transitive property win works like that. Like, that's not how it works at all. And, it's you want to talk neutral sites or anything like that. Like, that's just not how games work. But strength of schedule, I think you're going to see this with the G5 a lot going forward, is there's going to have to be way more Power 4 teams scheduled. And if I'm Tulane here too, looking at their next season and in 27 as well.
Question, does Wazoo count as a P4 game for JMU?
No.
Technically not.
Maybe it does.
It technically does not. Pac-12, the Pac-2, they are not in the Power 4.
So then no, it doesn't. Then it doesn't count. But like going forward though, like Tulane's next 2 seasons, the drop off in Power 4 scheduled teams is massive. So like that's where you're going to see teams maybe want to move conferences or try and schedule around things to have more immediate games like that. But
I was just looking at a potential playoff, how it would shake out right now. You would get Alabama going to Oregon, round 1. Oh yeah, sign me up. Miami going to Ole Miss. Assuming Lane's still there, that's entertainment. Okay.
Yeah.
That's entertainment. Notre Dame going to Oklahoma. That's a very fascinating football game.
Notre Dame wins that, but yeah, continue.
I mean, I think they would, but like I'm not that confident that Notre Dame just wins.
Well, I guess we'd have to find out.
And then Tulane Texas Tech, I actually think that's the most entertaining that Texas Tech, if they're the 5 seed, that I think is the most entertaining matchup.
It's also like from Tulane's perspective of all those teams, I
feel like there's some history there.
Right? That's the team I'd want to play most. No, I don't think.
No. All right, maybe a little off on that one.
I don't think so. I don't think we have any history there. The biggest history, the best thing for Tulane that could happen entertainment wise is that Tulane either plays USC again or somehow Willie Fritz and Houston makes the playoffs and they play Tulane.
Yes, that would be entertaining. I do think though Tulane versus Texas Tech, Big 12. Well, ACC is the worst right now, but overall, just top to bottom, Big 12's weaker than the ACC in terms of that.
I agree with that.
Like Tulane upsetting Texas Tech at Texas Tech.
And then
you've opened up a can of worms on the G5 narrative right there.
And then they run immediately into the bus off Georgia, I think.
Forget about that shit. Forget about that. Forget about that. Who cares?
No, I fully agree. I fully agree with you. And of course, I'm going to say that Tulane would beat Georgia. So,
I'll be honest, as the Ohio State fan in the room, I do not like how Georgia's playing football right now. I don't like seeing that. If they back to week 3, Georgia, that make me feel a lot better.
Interesting things this week. But yeah, I mean, with that, I don't know if you have anything else to contribute.
Not really. Let's have a great weekend of ball, boys. There's only 2 full weekends left of a Saturday and Sunday getting our favorite sport, football. So take it all in, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, take it all in. Okay. You only get 2 more weekends of this. So
yeah. And I mean, some of it's on. I mean, next week, I think we should have football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because of Thanksgiving.
Well, we're in the 40 days and 40 nights of football. So
is it 40 days, 40 nights right now?
We're in like 20.
I didn't realize we were
of the 40
I didn't realize that it already began. I didn't realize that it already began.
Oh, we're in it right now. check that YouTube TV, click the little sports tab. There will
well,
be an
more
American
so, I also
game,
mean like
live
meaningful
American
games. Like
game.
next week, I think we have meaningful games Thursday, Friday,
Everett,
Saturday, and Sunday.
for G5 Everett, I never want to hear you disrespecting Maction ever again on this. For G5 Everett, you know better. You will never say that slander about Maction ever again on this podcast. I may have to edit that out. That was so egregious.
Action's a fun watch. Don't get me wrong. Okay. All right. With that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, raise 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, Twitter, and on Instagram at Waterboy Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at EveryTakes and at Waterboy Graham. Post episodes every week on YouTube and all podcast platforms. Make sure to subscribe, turn notifications to miss a single episode. We also post exclusive content on Instagram and on TikTok as well. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Waterboy's out.
I know you weren't reading there, but it looked like you were reading right there. But I think you just multitasked and maybe did the most impressive outro.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm looking at the schedule
in the
for next
history
week.
of this podcast, any podcast ever. All right. See you boys next week.